So another day in crypto here, and it seems that the biggest asset manager in the world, Blackrock, is now ready to start deploying into these downtrodden markets. What a shock, buying the lows yet again. These guys make an awful good habit of that. There's also a bit of a conspiracy around this and the USDT peg, as someone certainly is getting pegged out there. So let's just jump into today's main stories and see what the heck has been going on here, especially over this last 24 hours since we've seen BTC drop another $1,000. Now, if you do enjoy the content today, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Growth pretty slow out here at this moment in time. The market's highly depressed. So I would be very grateful if you can subscribe if you're new to this channel, and drop me a comment down below. Get the GMs rolling. Let's get some positive vibes, as this feels pretty much like a bottom right now. So what do we have here? We have our lows from the Binance Coinbase lawsuit being broken. So the 25.4K region around here was broken last night, coming off the back of that FOMC. Some people saying it's a bit of a bearish pause in a way due to the fact the forward guidance is for more rate hikes later in the year. Was that the reason this broke down, or is there a bigger story going on in the background? It kind of seems that crypto is a little bit cursed at this moment in time. We have the DXY down to 102s, so that has fallen off a cliff. You have Nasdaq up yet again today, and the S&P 500 up as well, and even gold's putting in some performance today, up around 0.5%. So Bitcoin literally can't catch a bid, and the crypto markets feeling the effects of the SEC taking aim at it. So the next region of monthly support is down at 23,000 and around $300 down here. So in all honesty, I would not be surprised if we do start to maybe make a bit of a recovery, but ultimately come to the monthly levels. We have played out in the monthly levels quite well up to this point. What's happening in the background is the sharks are circling. Discounts are now back on the table, and people are taking advantage of this. You can see the pleb money is leaving the markets. Typical behavior. You go onto the CoinGecko page here, you can see there's been a lot of FUD on USDT today. It was down quite a bit more than that at an earlier stage. Bitcoin down, all your favorite altcoins getting nuked. A few winners in here, but very few and far between. A lot of things down 7, 8, 9, 10% there. So market sentiment is pretty dire at this point. Feels like kind of a bottoming process. This is the last 3 months of the fear and greed index. As you can see, we've put in a brand new low here at a rating of 41, down from 46 just yesterday. So things getting worse in terms of sentiment. This is what we need for a bottom to form. Obviously, a lot of retail came in for the Pepe coin and all the memes. They've been absolutely rinsed at this point. So this is why sentiment is very low and the timeline is in shambles. But would you be surprised? Blackrock are stepping in here, potentially about to file for an ETF for Bitcoin. So, as you can see from this, they will be teaming up with Coinbase, custody for the ETF, and for their crypto exchange spot market data for their pricing. So Blackrock, what is it, $9 trillion in assets under management. They can see a discount here in crypto land, and they want a slice of the pie. To this date, the SEC have rejected all previous applications for a spot Bitcoin ETF, though they have approved several Bitcoin futures ETFs. It doesn't state within this article whether Blackrock are coming in with a futures or a spot ETF filing. I'm sure we will find out more of this story as the weeks and months progress here. So if we just roll over to Hasaka's tweet earlier, Blackrock using Coinbase here, and he says it's almost as if the screenwriters realized they had forgotten to write the next narrative and just refurbished the usual from the past. Yet another Bitcoin ETF application, but this time maybe it has a bit more power behind it because you have Larry Fink, Blackrock, and we know they have the ability to pull some serious strings. And then we have the image of two balding brothers here in Larry Fink and Brian Armstrong. What is very interesting with this, though, is the fact that there's no smoke without fire, and some of this makes a lot of sense when you read into it. So Bank of America have a huge stake in Microstrategy, but BlackRock have a stake even 3 times larger than them. They have a 6% stake in Microstrategy. So why would you want to own Microstrategy shares? Well, it's a proxy play on Bitcoin. That is essentially what all the big companies do. If they can't get exposure to Bitcoin, there's no spot ETF, they buy up tons of these shares. So when you have the likes of Bank of America, Blackrock, Vanguard, all buying up shares of Microstrategy, you've got to think to yourself, do they know something that we don't? And they can obviously see an opportunity that many in the market who are turning their back on crypto at this point, at the lows, yet again, perfectly on time as per every single cycle. The most people will leave at the bottom and come in at the top. It's really hard to actually help people in this market, but these huge investment firms know exactly what they're doing and they're playing this market like an absolute fiddle. So BlackRock 6.24% stake in MicroStrategy. Then we have meme of the day here. BlackRock said to chill the F out on the crypto laws. Gary gets whispered in his ear. Now here comes a bit of a conspiracy theory that could make a lot of sense. So while many people are in panic mode, dropping their bags due to all the SEC, FUD, BlackRock, Fidelity, Bank of America are investing in MicroStrategy to gain more exposure to Bitcoin. Funny, hey? This is in combination with the USDT Depeg FUD. FUD will move USDT into USDC. Who creates USDC? That is, of course, Circle. Circle is backed by BlackRock. I guess someone wants to gain control over our decentralized system on multiple levels, says RWA Gem Digger. Very good post there. Makes you really think. I've also heard that Bank of America are investing into Chainlink, buying up tokens en masse. And so we really are seeing TradFi trying to take over this industry, probably for the worst. But as you can see, if you want to play these market cycles, follow the big money, and they're buying right now as the plebs are selling. So was this a coordinated attack on Tether? We've not really had the kind of smoke with this fire. We haven't heard of anything negative coming for Tether, no government-based red tape flying their way for a while. So why has Tether, been cast aside here and people moving out of Tether and into USDC and DAI here? Well, that is exactly what's happened with the Curve 3 pool becoming hugely imbalanced. Well, it could be to do with BlackRock, but it could just be FUD yet again. So this was tweeted out by Paolo, the CTO of Tether. Tether FUD, crypto Twitter lapping it up. And he says, the markets are edgy in these days, so it's easy for attacks to capitalize on this general poor sentiment. But at Tether, we're ready always. Let them come. We are ready to redeem any amounts. So this was happening earlier. You can see people swapping 11.5 million USDT and eating some serious slippage there as the peg was slightly off and receiving 11.515 USDC. So 544 to 515, losing 30K there, swapping between one stable asset for another. Again, 10 million to 9.978. Losing $22,000 there. And then on the flip side, you have the opponents entering the game, someone selling the USDC and buying up en masse USDT. People were levering up over on Aave to get exposure to this and buy up USDT at discounts. And it seems like Chinese whispers in the market making people FUD, fret, and really just move out of coins that they shouldn't be moving out of. In some kind of game of chicken here was happening all today. What doesn't help is the likes of Crypto Banter posting FUD-based videos, telling people exactly how they can play this game, stating that it's not worth the risk of holding USDT, pull your USDT, swap it in for USDC on the 3 pool. They're just exacerbating the problems here, and a lot of people would have got clipped today, losing maybe a few $100, maybe a few $1,000, transferring from one stable asset into another. But what can you do? So here is a live update of the 3 pool here at Curve. As you can see, late last night it started to get a little bit out of whack. So all it takes is one big player to start making huge moves and depositing a load of Tether into the 3 pool to make it go out of whack. And at the peak here earlier today, 76% of the pool was made up of USDT, just under 12% USDC, and just over 12% of DAI. It's now down to 69%, 15 and 15. So not back in alignment as of yet, but this would have been a great trade opportunity for those who were in the know and those who were actually manipulating this market. So if there's no altcoins to play with, people just fuck around with stablecoins, it seems. If you do have an account over at Tether, you can take your Tethers and you can redeem them 1-to-1 as they are 100% backed by actual reserves. So you come to the website, you connect your wallet, you have to obviously KYC for this, and then you can redeem this straight to your bank account. So total assets, $86 billion, total liabilities, $83 billion, shareholder capital cushion, $2.5 billion. We saw the actual financials just the other month, and we know that Tether is actually buying up with that yield on its huge US Treasuries holdings, buying up loads of Bitcoin on a monthly or quarterly basis at this point. So this, in my opinion, was unfounded FUD yet again. Here we have the stablecoin market cap, and it has taken a bit of a battering here, with confidence being lost due to the SEC's pursuit of crypto. Total market cap of all stablecoins, 130 billion at the start of May, and now it's down to 128.4. So $1.6 billion has drained in terms of liquidity, hence prices have gone down. Let's quickly just address a few more things. Yesterday we had South Korea's version of Celsius go down and stop withdrawals. There was some additional FUD around this one. Apparently they hold 41,000 BTC. Don't know if that's true. They also hold 118,000 of Ethereum. Not sure if that's true because they said they hold $8 billion worth of altcoins, which has later been revised down to just $6 million worth. Then BNB, they are releasing something on the 19th of June. We'll find out this in 4 days' time, see exactly what BNB chain are doing. But I have an inkling that this is going to be some form of ZK EVM compatible BNB chain to make fees even lower, cheaper, faster, better, using a ZK based solution here. So that could be a sight in, and I've actually seen from personally using the BNB chain recently that the fees have gone down. So they've obviously been working on something there. And of course, that magical $220 liquidation point for BNB has not yet been hit, but maybe it will do as we see people are chasing these liquidation levels. Just check out some information on the Curve founder. His liquidation price of like 36 cents on his Curve position over at Aave was being chased down earlier today, and he was forced to start to repaying some of that loan. So moral of the story today, the sharks are circling. The biggest players are going to be the ones who are the big winners here, and the little fish are the ones that are going to lose out. A tale as old as time. Just try and ensure that you're on the right side of things when the dust all settles. Maybe a few more weeks, another month of shite here, but I do eventually think this puts in a macro higher low, and we're less than 11 months out from the next halving. So chins up and we battle on. I will see you guys in the next one tomorrow. Peace.